So almost 1 year ago to the day, I started taking YouTube seriously and uploading finance videos to help you invest with confidence and reach financial freedom. And since then, we've gained over 300 subscribers on this channel. We've hit hundreds of hours of watch time, and there have been countless comments that I've really loved reading and engaging with and responding to. And I also love the appreciation that some folks have been sending along, as well as the feedback in terms of which videos may have missed the mark and what content they would like to see in the future. And so as we get close to the end of the year in 2024, I wanted to take this time to tell you a little bit about my mission for this channel, reflect a little bit about what's unfolded over the last year, and also talk about my plans for the channel going forward into 2025 and beyond. This is going to be a little bit more of an authentic, unscripted video. I do have an outline that I'm reading from. So there are going to be some ums, there are going to be some ahs. This isn't going to be hyper edited. So if that's not what you're looking for right now, feel free to skip, and next week we will get back to regularly scheduled content. But if you're like me and you appreciate a video like this once in a while from your favorite creators, from your favorite YouTubers, and if you're like me in terms of listening to these videos like they're podcasts, feel free to save this video for your drive to work or while you're doing chores, and listen to me yap for 10 or 15 or 20 plus minutes about this YouTube channel and the journey that I'm really excited for us to take together over the next year and maybe even longer. So, what is my mission for this channel? And I want to tell you a little bit of a story about my own experience in finance first, because I think that's relevant. And then I'll tie that into what's driving me to create a new video each week. So even though I have 10 years of experience in investing and a couple of degrees, and I've been in some finance related jobs, I wasn't always good with money. I don't think anyone is really naturally good with money, maybe like Warren Buffett, but before finance, I was a musician, and I also wasn't some kind of, star student or anything like that. And I had no idea what the stock market was, and I had no idea how to manage money or anything like that. In fact, it definitely isn't anything that's taught in high school, let alone in community college, unless you take like a specific course on budgeting or personal finance or something like that. Anyways, I got my first credit card when I was in community college, and my credit limit was like $300, and I got a credit card because people told me that I needed to build credit, even though I had no idea what that meant, And I remember maxing out that credit card pretty much within the first month that I got it, probably on Starbucks and toys or whatever I was into at the time in community college. And that gave me a lot of anxiety once I saw that credit limit was maxed out, even though it was just $300. Keep in mind, I didn't have a lot of income at the time, and so $300 was quite stressful. And then when I saw the monthly payments that I needed to make, it was like more than a gym subscription, and I just felt like I was going into this spiral over my finances. Again, $300, but it was my first credit card. Bear with me for a second. And so I decided to just ignore it, ignorance is bliss. And then after, a month or two went by, I started getting letters in the mail that I was delinquent on my payments. And then I realized this was going to affect my credit score. And then things really started to spiral out of control in terms of my emotions and my fears and my anxiety about money. I completely regretted getting a credit card. And I finally worked up the courage to ask my parents for help in paying off that credit card debt. And for anyone who has gone through that before, whether it's $300 or $3,000, you know what a humbling and grounding experience that can be to have to ask your parents or your friends and family for help with money. And so that was that experience had a pretty big impact on my life, and was one of the things that led me to switch from being a music major to being a finance major. There's definitely more to the story than that, but I think I'll save that for a future video, because that kind of deserves its own 20 or 30 minute long spiel if you're interested in that. Anyways, so that's what got me into finance, or that's one of the things that got me into finance. And so my goal when I think about making this channel, I think about my past self, who was also watching YouTube at the time, but didn't have the kind of content that I'm hoping to make, to prevent my old self, and from people who are in that position or who may end up in that position, to prevent you from getting there. And once you get out of that position, I also want to help you continue to push towards reaching financial freedom and get you to a place where you can invest in confidence. So that's really my mission for this channel. It is to help you invest with confidence so that you can reach financial freedom and retire comfortably. And I think that's really important because, even though the market is doing really well, the stock market's going up, cryptocurrency is going up here in 2024, the stock market is not the economy. Inflation has been really high since 2020. And yes, inflation year over year is going down, but the prices are still high. They're still going up. They're just not going up as fast. I've also been watching home prices. Homes have never been less affordable. School education has never been less affordable. So just even though the market's going up a lot, I think that there's a lot of value to making content like this, because I don't think a lot of folks are feeling really good about their finances just because the stock market has gone up. And we're only one stock, market downturn away from all of that from the tide completely going out and from things feeling completely opposite. And if the stock market is down, then at this point where we're at in the economy, there's kind of nothing left. And so, I want to make content that I think is going to help you feel confident about your finances so that you feel comfortable regardless of what the stock market does. My goal for you should be that you don't need to check the stock market any more than, say, once a year. But we'll get there over time. As long as you stay subscribed to the channel, engage with me in the comments, let me know how I can help you. We will get there. But that kind of caps off the first point that I want to talk about, which is my mission for this channel, which is to help you invest with confidence so that you can reach financial freedom and retire comfortably. So next, I want to reflect a little bit on the last year of making content here on YouTube, of engaging with a new community of viewers, on growing subscribers, and so on and so forth. So what I'll say about this is, if you are looking to start something new in 2025, whether it's income related or not, whether it's just a creative outlet or a new hobby or a physical fitness goal, do it. There is nothing at all that should hold you back from doing it. The only thing that is holding you back is yourself. To be honest with you, I've wanted to create a YouTube channel for years. I think probably 2019, pre-pandemic, I wanted to create a YouTube channel. I thought of different, I wanted to do tech reviews, I wanted to do a lifestyle vlog channel, and the only thing, and so now, looking back after a year of actually uploading videos to YouTube, everything that I was worried about back then, that I thought was holding me back, turns out that those were false assumptions. Those were false fears. The only thing holding me back was myself. I thought I needed a special camera. I thought I needed a good microphone. By the way, this one was like $35 or something like that online, or you can get one like this for $35. But you don't even need a microphone. I made most of my videos so far with just the mic that's on my phone. In fact, I have like a nice Yeti like studio mic at my desk. I stopped using it because I realized it was taking more time to use that and mix the audio that was coming from it and like stitch it together with the footage from my phone. And I realized that I could, watch a 10-minute tutorial video and mix the audio from my phone's microphone to sound just as good as the studio mic. So anyways, that's my sort of call to action to you. If there's one big lesson that I've learned from the last year here on YouTube, it's that if you are looking to start something, the time to start is now, with the tools that you have at hand. If you want to get into running, don't wait until you have $200 to pay for really fancy running shoes. You can go for a run in your sneakers. It's not going to hurt you. And get yourself to a point where you finally feel like a runner, and now you legitimately need better equipment to get better results, because maybe you've plateaued because of the shoes that you're wearing, or you can't run in the terrain that you want to run because of the shoes that you're wearing. But and the same goes for, I think, any hobby. And so that's my biggest takeaway when I look back on the last year. The other one is that if you're scared, when it comes to a creative outlet like a YouTube, if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, if you're thinking about creating in public, my response to you again is I'll make it a little bit different from the last response. Nobody cares. I'm dead serious. Nobody cares about your content. Maybe a few people really care in a positive way, and maybe a few people really care in a negative way. But if you think about, I'll put it this way, think about your own daily routine. And I'm sure we all know someone who has started some kind of creative outlet, a friend who has started YouTube. Even if you are completely obsessed with that person, I can almost guarantee that you are not checking their socials every day to see what they're up to. Even if you do that for a little bit, you will lose track. You have other priorities. You're going to work, you're spending time with family, you're watching, the latest HBO or Netflix series, and you might check back on them like a month or a quarter later. But the way that like when I started thinking of the world in that way, that there's no one's obsessed with me. No one's watching every single video that I make. Even my most supportive friends and family, they lose track of the videos that I'm making because they, understandably don't have time, and they don't necessarily even need to be watching every single video that I upload. So if you're having any kind of fear about putting content in the world, about what people are going to think about it, I would say, that is a fear that is just in your own mind. And the reward from pushing towards a new goal or a new hobby like that for a year, even if it's not consistent, is magnitudes larger than any fear that you have about the thing that you are thinking about doing in 2025. And the last thing I want to mention is the sheer scale or perspective of the opportunity that is on the internet today. And I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about if you want to share a message and help other people, the opportunity has never been greater to do that online. And I'll use YouTube as an example. I used to think that I used to look down on channels that had 100, 200 subscribers. Anything that was like less than, I don't know, like 100,000 subscribers, I'd be like, oh, they must not make good content or something like that. Now, seeing the numbers in my YouTube analytics related to the content that I make as a channel with under 400 subscribers, it is completely mind-blowing. And I'll kind of go down the chain of metrics. So when you upload a YouTube video, you get what are called impressions. And an impression is anytime more than half of your thumbnail, the image that you make for your video, which you should make one, don't upload a video without making a thumbnail. So when at least 50% of your thumbnail is shown on someone's feed, on someone's app, so they have seen your thumbnail. And if you put your face on that thumbnail, that means that they've seen your face. Of course, you don't have to do that. And so when it comes to impressions, even my worst videos get thousands of impressions. Thousands of people have scrolled past something that I made. And it's okay if they completely scroll past it. Like that, you just kind of get numb to it after you get thousands and thousands of impressions and no clicks. But just like the thought of like creating something and uploading it for free, and this system, which is YouTube, will flash it in front of thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. for completely free. I just, that is hard to comprehend. That is like football stadiums worth of people at a time that have the opportunity to connect with you, to watch your content, to hear your message, and to get value from you. The second one is views. And so same thing, I used to think that videos that maybe had in the tens of views or hundreds of views or even, less than 100,000 views, the content must not be like all that great. But when you're on the other side, when you're growing a channel and you get that first video that has 100 views, you start to think about it and realize, like, holy crap, I've never given a talk to a group of more than 100 people. So the fact that 100, and usually they're people that I know, if you're like at a wedding or something like that, then sure, that's a big group, but they're forced to be there and they're your friends and family and they want to listen to you talk. But these are like 100 strangers that have taken time out of their day to watch you talk about something or create, content about something. And that to me was just, it's really awesome to see those numbers, to see that many people are interested in hearing what you have to say. And if you have something that is intended to provide value to those individuals, it makes it so fulfilling to get your message out in the world and for other people to hear it. And the last piece I want to mention is, the subscribers and the comments. So now, as of this video, we've got 379 subscribers to the channel. I don't know how many of you actually watch all of the videos. I don't know if, I'm sure some of those are bots and so on and so forth. But the thought of, if my mission for this channel is to help people reach financial freedom and invest with confidence, the thought of having anywhere close to even 100 or 200, let alone 300 or 400 people kind of on this journey and who are interested in that mission and who are interested in my perspective on that mission is it's indescribable. It's just a feeling that I never thought, I never knew that this feeling existed. The best way I can put it is like a deep satisfaction and a deep gratitude for connecting with other people. And so I just want to take a moment to say thank you to anyone who has subscribed to the channel over the last year. Every time I get a subscriber, it fills me with so much joy. It really makes my day, even if it's just one subscriber. The same goes for an unsubscribe. I try to not think about it too much because, if you don't want to be subscribed to the channel anymore, that's fine. I don't want to spam you with content that you don't want to see. But when I do see like my subscriber count go down, I can't help but feel a little bit bummed about it. But it's okay. Maybe you'll be back in the future. And then the other one is the comments. I love engaging with people in the comment section. So far, the majority of the comments have been overwhelmingly positive, and it helps me understand where my viewers are in their financial journey and how I can best help them. It also helps me shape the content going forward. So if you want to think of yourself kind of like as a partner to this channel or like an investor into this sort of business, you really are investing at the beginning of what I hope is something much bigger than it is today. And so you have a real opportunity to shape the content that's on this channel and to help me help you and to help others like you in their journey towards financial freedom and investing with a level of confidence that means you don't lose any sleep at night over your finances. And so I think that's a good segue. Oh, let me grab a sip of water because my throat's getting a little dry, excuse me. So I think that's a good segue into my plans for 2025 and onward. So number one is consistency. And as I alluded to earlier in the video, I've been a little bit inconsistent with the content that's on this channel. And I do apologize for that. But I think over the last, it's been 4 months or something like that. I've been on a really good streak of making sure to upload videos every Sunday at 6:30 a.m. Pacific. And so number one is to continue that consistency going forward through 2025. In terms of how many videos are going to be coming to the channel, my plan is to double the output of videos. And I plan to do so by making my content production a little bit more efficient. I also want to increase the quality by hiring an editor. And so ways that you'll see that change in the channel is you're still going to see about one video per week on Sundays. And these videos are designed to almost be like reference material. These are designed to give you really actionable steps, action steps that you can apply to your own financial journey to push you towards financial freedom and investing with confidence. And they'll often be paired with free resource material as well, like a spreadsheet or some kind of PDF, something to supplement the video that you can either print out or save to your computer or just work on your own, that's related to that video. So for example, I might make a budgeting video with a free spreadsheet that will help you budget your, say, monthly spending and income and help you devote some money towards investing. Or if it's a video about the best brokerages to invest in 2025, I'll try to summarize the key points of that video into a PDF with a little like table that compares the content that I was talking about that you could maybe save for future reference. And my plan is to make that all for free because I think all this finance content should be free. Of course, there are ways that I can support my channel, whether that's through sponsorships or if I need to launch a course or something like that. But for now, all of the content is going to be free, and I want to do that for as long as possible. And when it comes to the second type of video, I want to also release at least one video per week during the week that helps me express my view on what's going on in the market. One of the biggest points of feedback I've gotten about my videos over the last year is that the response is typically, thanks for the video, this content was really helpful, but I want to know what you think about the market. What do you think, Brian, about investing in stocks or investing in Bitcoin? So I've decided that in 2025, my goal is to make weekly videos, at least once a week. Maybe we'll get up to twice a week, reacting to and giving commentary on what's going on in the market, whether it's a Federal Reserve interest rate decision or a very big, company that has announced earnings, and maybe they've announced a really big earnings beat or they've announced an earnings miss, or if there's a company that a lot of folks are interested in, like NVIDIA, for example, and my audience wants to know, you want to know, is NVIDIA overvalued? And if I'm thinking about investing in NVIDIA, what do you think, Brian? Would you invest in it with your own money today? What price do you think it would be more of a fair value? So that's the content that I have planned moving forward. And I also want to, how do I want to put this? I want to create some kind of like real estate or gathering place for this community. As my community on YouTube grows, I want to create a place where you can interact with others like you, or just maybe see what other viewers are going through. And I think the best way to do that is to continue investing into my own personal site. It's briandean.com, and that's where I post a lot of my free resources, or where I'm planning to post my free resources. So in 2025, another big goal of the channel is to really incorporate my channel with some kind of like repository of free content and potentially a place for community as well, whether that's via an app or something else. I don't know what that will look like. I know some creators use Patreon, other creators just use the built-in YouTube memberships feature. I think once my subscriber base grows sufficiently enough and there's some demand for that next step in the channel, then we'll explore that further. And maybe we'll do it a little together a little bit. Maybe I'll send out a poll or something like that. And another way that I want to do that is a newsletter as well. So I send out a weekly newsletter. I don't always advertise it in the channel, but I also want to pair this content with a newsletter because I understand not everyone has time for a YouTube video every week or multiple times a week. And so I want to be able to condense a lot of that same value, that same content, into an email newsletter that you can skim for 5 minutes on a Saturday or a Sunday and get pretty much the same value, not all of it, but most of the same value that you would get from the YouTube video through the week. So with that being said, I want to wrap up quickly and just summarize what we've talked about so far. So we've talked about what has happened over the last year on this channel. It's been really amazing. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Thank you to everyone who comments. I read every single comment. I don't want to call out any specific individuals, but you know who you are if you routinely comment on my videos, if you interact with me. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful holiday coming up. I hope you resonate with the mission of this channel, which again is to help you invest with confidence and reach financial freedom and retire comfortably. And I hope you're looking forward to what I have planned for 2025. Of course, if you have any feedback about anything I talked about in this video, anything that you might like to suggest changes to for 2025, please let me know down in the comments. And with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of 2024. I hope that 2025 is your year. I firmly believe that it is going to be our year here on YouTube as a community. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Thank you.